Come on, hurry up. We're gonna be late. This is the final episode of FilmOneFest. I'm PJ Brocker, your host. Welcome to the Red Hook Film Short Shack. Let's go watch some shorts. Alright, so one of the things I like to do outside of making films is play music. I always try to bring in my musical background to all the work I do, whether it be the actual song I'm playing or just the beat, the tempo, the moments. So I try to bring my musical background to create that music and the stories that I'm working on. Having said that, we have an amazing lineup for you tonight. If you like taking selfies or being picture perfect, if you've ever found yourself trying to find your place in the world, if you've ever tried to make a really good first impression on a first date, or if you've ever dealt with voodoo currency, stick around. You're not going to want to miss this one. At the end of tonight's episode, I get to have an amazing conversation right here in the Short Shack with Mallory and Kyle, the creators of Heads or Tails. So, make sure you stick around for that. Okay, that's enough from me. Get ready. Get set. Striking! Roll camera. Roll sound. Action!
сейчас ключи найду. Не помню, куда их положила.
Знаешь, Наташа, мне у вас очень нравится. Правда, у вас так хорошо, уютно и... О, классная фотка. Я вам так завидую, вы такая счастливая пара. Правда.
Счастливая. Поехали, я ключи нашла.
Don't know where I belong, though longing to move forward, but my memories keep dragging me back, far away from home, floating between the two worlds, lost in a limbo.
One chance encounter at a coffee shop, 2 hours of conversation that followed, 3 days of texting, 4 small words, dinner and a movie, 5 days of quarantine, 6 feet apart, we'll have to do, because nothing can stop how I feel about you. The theaters may be closed, and restaurants too, but I'm not one to break a promise. So here's to our first date. P.S. The flowers are made of toilet paper, so don't be afraid to use them if you run out.
Anastasia. How's it going? I'm sorry, could you give me your ad? Marcus.
Hey dude, what's up?
I like you. I've I've liked you for a long time now. Do you maybe want to see a film with me? This weekend. I thought.
I got to take this call, I'm so sorry. Hey. I guess I finally see the real you.
Yeah.
F***ing creep. Put all your things in here and go sit over there. This is my friend. He's just here to make sure that you don't touch me. I can put you on the wait list, but don't get your hopes up. Call me when you reach this level. Can you tell me what's wrong with this resume? It's just not long enough. Yeah? It's the third one. Alright, bye. Sorry to keep you waiting. And also, I have a boyfriend.
It's okay. Oh, thank God.
bless me, Father, for I have sinned. It's been too long since my last confession. I've betrayed a sacred trust. I've hurt someone I've loved and cared about dearly. I've committed a grave sin.
Probably shouldn't put that there.
Please, Lord, have mercy on me. I've tried so hard. I've been a good person all my life. This is my first offense. I didn't mean to. I tried, but she didn't listen. She never listened, and now I'm asking you to listen. I'm asking you, please have mercy
Your
on me.
sins are forgiven. You may go in peace.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm a free man.
Sweetheart! What have you done with all of your toys? You are in big trouble, young lady. Thought I told you to stay out from under the stairs.
Alors, qu'avez-vous ressenti en voyant tout ça?
Ça me rappelle des histoires que me racontait mon grand-père. Enfin, quand il était toujours de ce monde.
Qu'ils étaient cons. Ils portaient tellement d'importance à des détails futiles. Et leur apparence, la préférence sexuelle, la vie des autres ou bien même l'argent.
Si vous pouviez vivre ne serait-ce que 24 heures à leur place, le feriez-vous?
Connaître les voitures à essence, la 5G, écrire avec des stylos. Qui rêverait de ça?
Ils étaient bizarres.
Sommes-nous mieux qu'eux?
Pas du tout. Je me rends compte maintenant.
Pourquoi on doit répondre à toutes ces questions?
Excusez-moi, monsieur, mais qu'est-ce que c'est que ça?
C'est un éléphant.
Pourquoi il n'y en a plus aujourd'hui?
J'aurais bien voulu connaître la magie des salles de cinéma.
Ils ne connaissaient pas nos technologies.
La technologie influerait donc sur nos conditions d'existence?
Toute cette technologie me dépasse, me répugne. Je pense qu'on arrive à la fin.
L'ancien monde ne m'intéresse absolument pas.
La technologie nous a carrément enlevé notre humanité.
Dans le monde d'aujourd'hui, il n'y a plus rien à voir. Quand j'ai envie de commander quelque chose, j'ai qu'à y penser et on me le livre.
Cette technologie, elle nous sert tous les jours, mais à quel prix?
Je crois qu'on a remplacé le partage par la technologie.
Je pense surtout que nos vies sont beaucoup trop connectées.
C'est la technologie qui nous contrôle.
Les humains de l'époque avaient peur des nouvelles technologies.
Je n'aurais vraiment pas pu vivre à leur époque.
J'ai aucun regret d'avoir connu la technologie d'aujourd'hui.
On a abandonné notre sentiment le plus précieux. L'amour.
Tous ces animaux qui sont morts. Pourquoi?
Ils nous avaient avertis pourtant.
Regardez comment on s'entend. Le monde a changé. L'arrivée de l'ultra-web, la crypto-créditation.
Avec la conscience partagée, aujourd'hui, tout est accessible si vite.
Quelle est votre conclusion?
Notre terre se meurt.
Et nous n'avons rien fait.
Et vous?
Gee, wow. So many beautiful stars. Hey, Margie. Come and look at all the beautiful stars. Just think, Margie. Over 1 billion planets. And we managed to find each other.
Brenda! Your dog's been in my roses again!
This is ridiculous. I'm just gonna flip a coin. Heads, knee length, tails, floor length. Because this thing is gonna be virtual anyway. But there was a dress. Now there's not a dress. What the hell? Devil coin? Nah, you gonna have to show me devil coin. Not today. You gonna have to show me. Heads apple, tails clementine. I'm losing my mind. Oh my god! Oh my god! It's not possible.
Oh man, a silver dollar. I haven't seen these in years. Hey, I'll flip you for it.
Tails is mine.
No! Hello, I'm sitting here with Mallory and Kyle of the film Head Your Tails. Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good morning. Good.
Congratulations on having your film at the festival, and thank you so much for meeting me here in my little short shack back in the woods.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, we love being inside of short shacks.
So, your film Head Your Tails. I understand it was something you guys put together out of where we are and what we have to be doing today with this quarantine thing. So talk to me about it. Talk to me about how you both discovered this idea and started to put the project together. What inspired you to do this?
We wrote a short around this like camera technique that I saw while perusing the internet for like the 9th day in a row, right after quarantine started. It's that coin toss, that like the super slow-mo coin toss. I saw it on a page on the internet. I was like, I really just want to try to do that. And then me and Mal came together and we wrote a little short around that just to try to mess around with some new After Effects, special effects techniques.
So there's something I noticed. The film that you have here, it's a clean. It's very clean. It gives me there's almost like the visual is almost like a hypersense tone with a bit of like that fast motion feel. Talk to me about that, about your process and how you're approaching the topic and the subject matter. I mean, does that make sense what I'm saying, or is it just in my head?
Yes, that really makes sense. You want to talk about the camera, I'll talk about the story.
Well, you talk about the story and then I'll talk about camera second.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So I guess I write fairy tales. Like that is my niche genre. And so the story, I wanted something that was going to be magical, that would absolutely involve his need for this camera effect. But we were depressed, like we are theater people and artists, and all of our stuff was getting canceled. And we were kind of sitting in a space of, yes, boredom, but also like, what are we going to do? We're creative people, and we have suddenly been handicapped in a way that we haven't been before. And so I think it was really, yes, an antidote to boredom, but more so a spiritual need to make something rather than just sit still and wallow in how many things we couldn't do.
Right.
Mal always says you either suffer or create.
Yes, I do.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So this was about creating, and like we wanted to hit on the quarantine subject of how people really are disappearing. People who are well one day, and then it's like a coin toss and you're gone.
Wow.
So that was kind of what we were working with and where we were inspired.
Yeah. And we definitely wanted it to be clean and fast to that point, because so many films that I know that we see, one thing that our thing is just always trying to keep it succinct and like keep it moving. And so of course with this, this kind of like preppy, like fast-paced music selection that we found, we had like a couple different ones, but it's just like we wanted to keep it moving. Every shot kind of had a purpose, and it was just like always pushing it forward into this kind of like 1, 2, 3 reveal of the work.
Yeah. Short
So
and sweet.
now that's something I wanted to touch on. Okay, so there are two things here. One of the things is that I constantly had this sense that there was a spirit in the room. Okay, it always felt like there was a third character there. And having said that, and what you just said, how did you go about choosing your shots? Because you are very specific. There's, there are things that are happening there that had me bouncing around. So with that idea of that third character and how you draw the whole picture out.
Yeah, I guess from the standpoint of a lot of the things, is kind of that third character, because a lot of the camera angles are kind of the mindset of the coin. So there's always these like cutbacks to the coin. And especially in the top, you know, there's all these low angles. So it's like Mal is reacting to these things, but it's always facing back this way and then always looking at this coin. So there's always this playboy off of that. And so I guess choosing those camera angles, especially with some of these low angles that we have, is always that like the coin is there and the coin is ever present,
Right.
which kind of also goes to that movement and that pace of it. It's just trying to accentuate these little pops of the disappearance. And so like not wanting to take too much of that because we're always building to those kind of like pop reveals.
Well, it was aesthetically, it was beautifully put together. The storyline was great. And it was a lot of fun. You know, there was that unexpected element, and the dynamic that was brought in there, Mal, of just challenging that whole idea of just things being lost. It really, it played really well.
I write fairy tales for sun-kissed women because if you are a person that reads fantasy, science fiction, you will notice that Black women are very relegated to service roles or to the warrior woman who gets killed saving the other girl role, or we're just not there, period. And so part of my mission is to change the way people think about how Black women in particular, but brown women, trans women, have been completely handicapped from seeing themselves in a life in which they can live happily ever after. And so I go out of my way to create really epic, complex, diverse, and inclusive fairy tales that challenge that publishing mindset and hopefully broaden the literary canon. And because Kyle is a filmmaker, it's important to me that my work be able to translate from stage to film. You know, the theater world is still very, for lack of a better word, exclusionary and secluded, because you have to be able to afford a $60, $120 ticket in order to have that experience. And so the magic of film is that we can get it out there into people's homes. You can turn on your television and see yourself in a fairy tale. And hopefully, you know, over time that will help people accept the fact that we all deserve to live happily ever after.
Absolutely.
Whatever that looks like, you know?
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
That's very exciting. So for both of you as filmmakers and creative people, what is that one thing that's a must-have in your toolkit?
Do you want to go first?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was just like, really? You don't know?
Yeah. Oh, I have two answers.
My toolkit is color. So it's funny that you brought up earlier in our conversation how much color is in our home, how much color was in the palette that we chose.
Okay.
I'm also a mixed media artist. And so I start on paper with a pen and with a bunch of color. You know, that's like a necessary aspect of my healing and of my inspiration. Yeah.
Okay, very cool.
Oh, must have in my toolkit. I have two things. So for cameras, always more. Must have in your toolkit is always more things in the toolkit. I'm always a gear maximus. If I'm like going there, I don't want to pin down. It's like, no, I want to bring everything. So always extra than you need. But outside of that, the one thing to keep in your toolkit is bits. I always think that like little jokes, like little something to break up the piece, to give it a little breath. Like I feel like there's always an opportunity to find a way to bring a little bit of brevity and comedy into what you're working on.
Well, guys, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate your time, and again, congratulations on the film. A lot of fun, and I look forward to our paths crossing again someday.
Yeah, us too.
Thank you so much for
Thank
your
you.
time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stay safe and keep up all the good work.
We will.
Thank you so much for joining me again on this last night of the film festival. It's been a wild ride. I hope you've enjoyed it. We want to thank all our volunteers, our judges, and our sponsors, since FilmOneFest is a 100% volunteer organization. And if you like the films you saw and you want to see some more short films next time around, please consider supporting FilmOneFest through a tax-deductible donation, or through purchasing t-shirts and other swag on our website, filmonefest.org. I'd like to thank RedHookFilms.com, Alice Cupper, former Mayor Fred and his wife Mickey Rass, Atlantic Cinemas, Secret Stash, Janet Peterson, Monmouth University, and the Monmouth Arts Council. Now listen, I'll be picking up where this festival left off, featuring one film a week along with a discussion with the filmmakers over at RedHookFilms.com at The Short Shack. So if you have a film of no longer than 10 minutes and you want to submit it for free, send a link of your film to The Short Shack at RedHookFilms.com. I'm looking forward to watching it and talking with you. Stay safe.